How's it going, YouTube? We are back with our monthly video for the power rankings of the MLB. August was an interesting month. A lot of things changed. A lot of things stayed the same. So I will show you guys what moved around and who moved around on my board. Before I get started, I have to ask you guys to leave a like and subscribe. It really does help me out. So currently, the best last 10 goes to Tampa Bay at 9-1. The worst last 10 goes to Washington at 2-8. The highest win streak being Philadelphia at 6, and the highest losing streak to Washington at 5. So as you can see on that end of the spectrum, Washington is not playing good baseball at all. Obviously, they were sellers at the deadline, shipping Scherzer and Trey Turner to the Dodgers, Schwarber to Boston. So they sold for this purpose. They get a good draft pick. They're tanking really, really hard. Tampa's playing great baseball right now. They're really looking like a super tough team in that American League East, not National League East. And Philadelphia, after getting smacked around by the Dodgers, they got back hot. They were hot. They dropped 2 out of 3 against the Dodgers, and then they got hot again. So they're looking like they could play a factor in that National League East for sure. And at number 15, staying exactly where they were last month, the Mariners. They're playing some really decent baseball. I mean, how much of a factor are they going to be in that wild card race? They're not far off. I mean, I think they're only like 2.5 games back or something like that. So they're right there, right behind the Yankees and the Red Sox. And I think that they're significantly, involved. They just shut out the Astros twice back to back. So, and I think the Astros are a super good team too. So, I'm really impressed with how they're playing right now. And I think that if they could keep playing some decent ball, maybe that they can find their way in if the Yankees continue to slump again, or if the Red Sox continue to slump as well. Number 14, mentioned them already in this video. The Phillies. They were not ranked last month, and they're number 14 right now. Good month of August for them. They played some pretty decent baseball. Like I said, they went on a few stretch runs before they lost to the Dodgers in that series. They played the Giants as well, and they dropped that series as well. But other than that, they've been winning a lot of games and a lot of series. So they're trying to climb their way into a weak National League East Division first place spot, which currently is occupied by the Braves. The Braves look like they're running away with it. They've been playing some excellent baseball of late, and I could consider them to probably be a lock for that National League East spot. But the Phillies are trying to keep it close. Number 13, the Reds, who dropped down 1 spot from 12 to 13. They are competing for a wild card spot in the National League as well. The San Diego Padres fell off the face of the earth for a while there. Came back, won some games. Tatis in the outfield now. It doesn't matter. They're not playing good ball. Their pitching staff has been injured, and even when they are healthy, or even when they have pitched, they aren't playing good ball either. So it's just been a really, really rough time for them, and it's starting to look like this season is becoming a little bit of an embarrassment for the Padres, and the Reds are trying to capitalize on that. Joey Votto's been absolutely insane for like the last 2 months. Just bomb after bomb after bomb. They dropped down 1 spot though. Still in the hunt. I don't know if they're in that spot currently. I know the Padres and them have been going back and forth. The Padres lost last night. So, who knows? Who knows with them right now? And this is where things get a little bit controversial with these two teams going back to back. The Yankees, who come up 1 spot actually, but still, a lot of people have them, including the MLB, have them as a top 5 team. How? They go on crazy losing streaks. They're on one right now. They've lost 4 straight, and then they think they won last night, so they broke their losing streak. But they lost a bunch straight, then won 13 straight out of nowhere. Who knows where that came from, and then dropped another 4 straight. So they're so streaky, and I'm not a big fan of streaky teams. The fact that MLB has them at number 5 is insane to me. I think the number 12 They are first in the wild card spot. They are in a playoff spot for now, but there are a lot of teams that are right there with them, and a lot of teams that I think are better than them that are not far away. So they're currently in the wild card spot, but I don't see them being a top team. They should be able to hold that wild card spot, but it's the MLB, so who really knows? Number 11, and staying exactly where they were, are the Red Sox. They are currently in the second wild card spot in the American League. Like I said, records don't really mean too much to me in terms of rankings. I really look at the way the teams win their games. You know, are they winning the close games? Are they getting blown out constantly? Are they streaky? Are they, sticking around? What's the deal with the team? I think the Red Sox play better more often than the Yankees do. And, they started off really good, and then they kind of fell, and now they're in a weird spot because the Rays took off. But I still think the Red Sox are a better team than the Yankees overall. I think that they're more consistent and they're more dangerous, considering that, Devers is up there in RBIs right now. The only outlier really between the teams is that Judge is probably the best player between them. Judge is having a phenomenal season, answering a lot of critics right now in every way, shape, and form. So I'm happy for Aaron Judge, but I just don't think that the Yankees overall are better than the Red Sox. Number 10, moving down a spot as well, is the A's. They're out of the hunt, or they're out of the wild card race right now. Not too far back, I believe, a game and a half or something like that. So, they're right there. But Starling Marte has been absolutely nutty for them. And, he leads the league in stolen bases with like 40-something. So he's way up there in stolen bases. He's doing what he can. But they need some more help. I know Matt Olson has been great. And Chapman has been better. He started off really slow, but he's been better of late. Unfortunately, Chris Bassett got, hit in the face, I believe. I believe it was Chris Bassett. Somebody got hit in the head with a line drive. Manaea hasn't been good. So it's just, they shipped out Luzardo for Marte. So it's just, what are they going to do to find their way back into that wild card spot and get themselves back into the playoffs again? Number 9. And Padre fans, where are you guys? What happened? Thought the Padres are going to rule the National League West. The Padre fans seem to think so. But right now, they're number 9. And they are a long way back from first place in the National League West. It's become a 2-horse race in that National League West division. And the second place team is not who we thought it was going to be. The Padres are currently, on the cusp of missing the playoffs. And if they miss the playoffs, they sold their soul for so many of these guys. Snell, Darvish, Adam Frazier. They've sold their soul to try and get a team that can compete with the Dodgers, and now they can't even make the playoffs. You know what I mean? So that's sad. That's really sad. They've had a lot of injuries, but so have the Dodgers. So, you know what I mean? The Red Sox have missed a lot of their guys as well. The Yankees, there's a lot of top teams that have been really hurt this year. So that's not really an excuse. But before the season started, I said that they would not win 90 games. And we're starting to look pretty close to being right on that one. Number 8, moving up 2 spots, the Atlanta Braves. You always knew that they were gonna come back. I mean, the fact that they started off so bad and then losing Acuna for the season really made it rough. But they do what they needed to do. They go and they bolster up their outfield again. Duvall has been great. Soler has been great. Jock has been a decent addition. But, they got that outfield depth that they need. Unfortunately, Albies took a foul ball to the kneecap against the Dodgers pretty recently. X-rays came out negative, so it looks like he's going to be okay. Who knows how long he's going to be day-to-day or whatever with probably a contusion to the knee. But, they need him to be healthy because Freeman is playing MVP level of baseball again after a rough start for him as well. So, he picked it up, and he's putting them on their back right now, on his back. Max Fried pitched a good game against the Dodgers. Charlie Morton pitched a good game against the Dodgers. They have some decent pitchers. It's just they're missing one of their best players in Acuna, and they're still in first place in their division. So kudos to them for being a contender and fighting through all this adversity. Number 7, and this is another controversial one, and you guys are going to keep saying, why are they so high up? Is the Blue Jays. They've dropped a spot, but I still think that they are the best team in that American League East. I still think so. I think the roster makeup, I wish their pitching was a little bit better. They just DFA'd, or they just waived Brad Hand. I wish their bullpen was better, but the way that they play is they have such a good roster. Teoscar Hernandez has played great baseball. Obviously, they have Vlad, who should be the MVP in my opinion. You know, Marcus Semien has, found some MVP contender level of play as he did as an A. So, Robbie Ray all of a sudden is a Cy Young caliber pitcher. So they have the pieces. They just need to put the wins together. And I think that they have a month to make up 4.5 games and find their way to the playoffs. And I don't think that's too much. So I think that they can definitely contend for a playoff position. I still like the Blue Jays, even though I'm moving them down a spot. I think their roster is really, really elite. And number 6, making the biggest jump on the board this month, is the Brewers, jumping 4 spots. They have one of the nastiest 1-2-3 punches in the league right now. Freddie Peralta and Woodruff and Corbin Burns. Eric Lauer is pitching okay, and Brett Anderson as well, as more of an opener for Brett Anderson. But they're 1 game away from sweeping the Giants in a 4-game series. Last time I checked, it was 1-1 in the 4th, so that game could already be over, and they could have already swept them by now by the time I'm recording this. But they've been absolutely nutty of late, and I think that they're a serious contender for not only their division, but for possibly a chance at a World Series with that pitching staff. If their lineup was a little bit more, more beefy, and Yelich was playing his MVP level, I think that we would really be considering them a World Series threat. But Yelich is playing okay baseball, hitting like 255 or something like that. But they're getting it from elsewhere. They're getting it from guys like Lorenzo Cain, veterans, Colton Wong, Avisail Garcia. They're getting it from Willie Adames even. They're getting it from all these places that you wouldn't really expect it. Not to say those guys are bad, but they're not guys that are predominantly known for their hitting. Number 5, staying exactly where they are before last month, are the White Sox. They're a team that slowed down a little bit, but not enough for me to move them down. I really like the White Sox. I really like what they have in their pitching staff with Giolito, Rodon, and Lance Lynn. Lance Lynn and Rodon should be front runners for American League Cy Young, barring they stay healthy. But their lineup is great. Luis Roberts back; he's playing well, making great defensive plays. Eloy Jimenez is back, Grandal's back. They're getting healthy, and when they're healthy, they're dangerous for sure. Which is why they definitely hold that number 5 spot, in my opinion. Number 4, and this may be controversial as well, dropping a spot from last month, are the Giants. Falling out of that top 3. Had a really good month of August. I believe they went 22-7 or something like that. 21-7. Played good ball, but right now they're sliding. And they're sliding against the Brewers, who are a top team as well. They fell out of first place for the first time since like April or whatever it was. But now they face the Dodgers after today. On Friday, they face the Dodgers in a 3-game set. And they have Desclafani, who the Dodgers have racked. A bullpen game, which, depending on your bullpen, don't normally go too well. And it's looking like, Johnny Cueto for the 3rd game, who the Dodgers have both struggled and had a lot of success against. So the things aren't rolling around for them too well right now, because the Dodgers look like they're going to have Urias, Buehler, and probably a bullpen game. But I'll take the Dodgers bullpen over the Giants right now, and I'll take Buehler over pretty much anybody in the league right now. And Urias had a spectacular month of August, so things are not going the Giants' way, and I could see them sliding back further than this. Number 3 right now, playing excellent baseball, Tampa Bay. the Rays, the Rays. You know, they're elite right now, 9-1 in their last 10. They're hot. But I still don't think that they're the best team in the American League. I still don't think they're the best team in the MLB. I really like them a lot. Their pitching staff has really held it down, and their offense is playing better than they should be based on who they have on their roster. They're getting some resurgent from what's his name? Brandon Lau, I believe. Joey Wendell's been good. They're getting production from whenever they need it. Randy Rosarena's still good. They're getting it wherever they need it. And that's what you need in order to make a deep push for the playoffs. And it looks like that the American League East is theirs. Number 2, staying exactly where they were before, are the Astros. Not playing great baseball, not playing terribly. They just got shut out twice by Seattle, which is not a good sign. But right now, I still think that their roster is too solid for them to not be considered a top team. At least a top 3 team. If you guys don't want to have them at 2, that's fine. But I have them at 2. I consider their roster elite. I consider them to be a serious threat towards making a nice World Series run. Nobody wants to hear that. Nobody wants to hear good things about the Astros, but fact of the matter is they're not cheating anymore, and they're still contending. So obviously, nobody's ever going to get over the whole cheating thing. As will I will never get over it either. But I am a fan of giving credit where credit is due, and right now they deserve a little bit of credit. And number 1, Kings of the MLB right now with the best record in baseball. The Dodgers finally took back the National League West after a very, very long time. This is a position that they're used to. They're used to being in first. You know, they're firing on all cylinders right now and getting close to having Kershaw back on the mound. He's throwing simulated games at this point. They get him back. You have a nice 1, 2, 3, 4, and then a bullpen spot. Where they go from there is we'll see. The sky's the limit for that team. They have such a deep, dangerous roster, 1 through 9, even like 1 through 11. If you're going bench guys, they're just a dangerous team overall. I don't think there's any doubt that they're the best team in baseball right now. If there is, you guys let me know who is the best team in baseball right now. But that's gonna do it for this video. Leave a like if you enjoyed, subscribe, like I said, comment who the best team in baseball is right now. If you guys would like to make a donation to the channel, No Hit Media on Cash App, and I'll see you guys next time.